What's going on, people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video I'll be showcasing the bitch, an SMG that was buffed over a year ago. Back at the time when the only top tier SMG we had was the Flipper, and the Calcin was struggling to hold on after its nerf. It's still as good now as it was way back then, dealing great damage on all Vault Hunters, and it's often overlooked. I'll be letting you know where you can get it and how you can maximize its damage. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like, and if you want to, then you can always subscribe, and let's crack into it. So the bitch is a base game Hyperion SMG that has an increased chance to drop from Tyrene the Destroyer, who you fight in Destroyer's Rift. It is featured in every Borderlands game so far, with an alternate version in the pre-sequel, and it is typically a late game weapon. It can come in all elements, comes with a much bigger than normal magazine, and always comes with the bayonet, netting you 60% increased stabby damage. However, the key part to this gun, and the piece that makes it what it is it's much higher than normal critical bonus. Hyperion weapons come with a standard 5% crit boost across the board anyway, but this one takes that to the next level. It peaks at a maximum of 82%, with the minimum at 65%, and when landing criticals you'll be dealing almost 4 times its base damage. Having that on a fully automatic weapon that fires at almost 12 rounds a second creates one powerful legendary, but you can't just fire anywhere, you've got to land crits. That's easiest to do on flak with skills like Megaball that'll have 1/50 of your shots counting its crits even if you don't land them. Whenever fadeaway is active, all of those shots will land with critical force and hit harder than they would on other Vault Hunters. You'll have your misplaced shots dealing great damage and the well placed shots dealing even more. It also pairs great with Mo's, even though it doesn't deal splash damage. You might be asking how? How can that be, good man? Well, Mo's Minesweeper comp already encourages critical hits, and pairing that with this makes for a tasty snack. Its high fire rate and large magazine size will ensure you never have to reload, and the Merv grenades that drop from each critical hit will explode with a thunderous roar. It's actually incredible on modes, especially when you consider it doesn't deal splash damage at all. If you run Amara, this gun is a lot of fun. You'll want to pick up an elemental variant to make use of Tempest and her other elemental skills. It's also great if you're using Phase Grasp, as you can use it to hold enemies in place for that easy crit barrage. And it'll compete with many other weapons that you often hear listed well before it. On Zane, it's a fully automatic laser, popping heads like the bubbles in some bubble wrap. It's not going to be as damaging while bossing, but it has more than enough firepower for the mobbing field. If you want to deal maximum damage with him, you'll want an Infernal Wish instead of the Revolter, so you can double its projectile count and trigger its action skill End Anointment. But it will down you quickly, so I'd only recommend that for bossing. If you want to get the most damage out of it in general beyond what you see here, then equipping a Hyperion Company Man artifact with crit damage and damage boosts, as well as a class mod with a Hyperion crit damage roll, will supercharge it. Overall, the bitch is a damaging SMG that is often slept on, but shouldn't be any longer. Its peak power doesn't come without hitting those crits, and there's a noticeable difference if you're not, but when you are, it'll deal some great damage no matter who you play as. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, learned about the bitch, and are keen to take it for a spin. If you did, consider dropping a like or subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.